And welcome to today's event, Better Budgeting and Forecasting with your Infor data. I'm Jason Naxted, Industry Marketing Specialist for Action Associates. And before we get these going, give you a heads up of what you're seeing on your screen. Down at the bottom, you'll see a set of icons. From there, you can ask questions. You can access any one of our resources we have attached to this webinar. Get a hold of Action and request a demo or find out more info about what Action does. Today's presentation will talk about with the ever-increasing business complexity, planning your company's financial future doesn't have to be uncertain. With the right business planning and analytics platform, planning is faster, less of an administrative burden, and can be more connected to your entire organization. Today's presenter is Divya Orr. She's an Infor market account executive with Focus Software. Since 2016, she's had customer success and account expansion roles and completed implementation for 100 plus customers to help them begin their journey to feel good about their data. She's helped wholesale distribution and manufacturing customers improve their warehouse operations, efficiencies, and automate their reporting and financial planning and analysis needs. So enough about that. Divya, if you're ready, you can go ahead and take it away.
I'm ready. Thanks, Jason. What a lovely introduction that was. Hello, everybody. It's so great to have you. I'm excited to be here. Hopefully everyone's having an awesome Thursday. I am today. Today has been pretty good so far. I guess I don't need to introduce myself, but I'm Divya Orr. I'm looking forward to showing you guys how we can help maybe take some pain away from this whole budgeting ordeal. And we're actually coming up at a good time since a lot of our customers are currently either they finished preparing their budgets or some people are about to start in September. So hopefully we're here at the right time and we can help you guys too. So today we're going to talk about, I'm just going to give you guys an overview of Focus, who we are. We're going to go through some of the common challenges that we hear all the time of traditional budget models. I'm also going to go through just how you can actually use Focus, the Focus platform, for a flexible, connected budgeting process. And then we're going to go into a demo and Q&A. It'll be a pretty high-level overview demo, and then if you want to do something more of a deep dive demo, we can totally coordinate that, and we'll talk about that at the end. But a little bit about Focus. So we are, I love this slide so much. Isn't it beautiful? We are here to back your business, to connect, understand, and plan better together. So we are a business planning and analytics platform. We are here to basically, we're partnered with Action, and we have spent a ton of time working with Action to build a solution for you guys, for our Deltec customers. So over the last 3 years, we spent a ton of time developing that content for you so that you have a way to look at your business not only just at the budgeting and forecasting level or at the financial level, but also being able to look at the project management side of things. So Focus. We have over 3,000 customers now, and we are kind of all over the place. So we started off in Sydney, Australia. That's where our founder is, and our headquarters office is actually in Orange, Australia there. And then our CEO, he came over to the States about 20 years ago, launched Focus in New York, and then kind of since branched out over to the West Coast. And our new headquarters, we've got one here in Orlando, Florida, Reno, and then also in Costa Mesa, Southern California. We also have an office in the UK in Coventry, and then our development team is in Christchurch. We recently just became a certified B Corp, so that is awesome, really rings true to my heart. We try our best to share the love, feel the love with the world, with our customers, with everybody around us, and it's been great. We now have, over 150 Infor customers. I just realized that so back in my introduction, I sell Focus with Action for a couple of different ERP systems, and I just realized I said Deltek because I've been doing those demos for like 4 hours today. We're in Infor today, so sorry about that, you guys. We're resetting really quick here. We have over 150 Infor customers, and man, we were just in Orlando at the Infor Tug Conference, and that was so much fun to connect with our customers and the Action team. But yeah, the distribution industry is near and dear to our hearts. That's kind of where we started as a business with manufacturing distribution, and Infor is a key pillar for our company and our strategy. We have a 97% retention rate here at Focus. It's something we're really proud of. I was actually on our customer success team for a few years. Before that, I used to implement Focus as well. And I'm still, and that's always the best part about going Infor Tug, is connecting with all of our customers and seeing everybody and hearing all the stories and seeing how everybody collaborates and shares how they use Focus together. Perfect timing for this slide. We have over 250 mid-sized distribution customers currently using Focus. We have a fully integrated and supported solution where we've actually are pulling in your sales data, sales orders, quotes, stock on hand, stock history, purchase orders, goods received. We're also bringing in your GL data, including AR and AP, so we can pull in that GL data at the transaction level, the sales data, all of that, the operational data, pull all of that in for you guys. And then we can also take that GL data and turn it into a financial statement. So it's an uncertain world. We hear all the time from our customers right now that, there's a lot of things going on, and like, number one, there's supply shortages. Number two, logistic challenges, labor shortages, price inflation, legislative changes, unprecedented sales fluctuations. So with all of that, people are wanting, just a better way to have access to their data and be able to see things at a higher level, be able to drill down, have things more instant. So, I mean, what we like to kind of say, or what I like to say is, you guys have an awesome ERP system with Infor SX.E or Infor Cloud Suite, and, you need to gain visibility into that data, and Focus is really a great tool for that, to give you that visibility, right? Like, if you think about it, most people, you might start off with that ERP implementation to get you started, to get you guys more automated, to elevate your business, kind of start you on that technical, like that software journey. But then you might want a tool that's going to let you see all that data that you guys are collecting in the ERP. And that's kind of where Focus comes in. So if you look at your iPhone, right, most likely you're not just using the messages and the phone app on there. I'm sure every single person, if you are using a smartphone, you've got a ton of different apps downloaded on that phone. That's kind of the same idea when you're looking at a tool like a financial planning or business BI tool. Is you have your base, which is a strong core ERP, and then you might need to add additional software solutions along the way, which is where kind of Action comes into play, because their Infor expertise. Focus is the key reporting solution that Action is currently implementing. So we currently connect to a whole bunch of different ERPs with Infor. So majority of our customer base is Infor Cloud Suite distribution, and then Infor SX.E, but we also have plenty of customers on Sightline, Visual, A+, and Fax. We have an analytics module, financial statements, budgets and forecasts, and a rebates tool. And what's really cool about that is it's all designed for distribution. So you could see that we've got all of these different roles here, right? So how everyone benefits. We hear all the time that our customers want everyone to be looking at the same thing, to be looking at the same solution, to be looking at the same reporting. So we might have right now a customer that comes to us and says, okay, we're using MITS, and we're using Burst, and we're using Profix, and we're using Lelixo, and so on and so forth. Everyone's using a whole bunch of different things, and we're using Excel to download our reports out of Infor. And create our budgets in Excel. And so you're using so many different tools. So our customers kept coming to us saying, it'd be great if we could have our financial reporting, our budgeting and forecasting, our rebates, which we use, a lot of customers usually do that in Excel manually, and our BI reporting in one space so that you can collaborate at the executive level and go all the way down. At the show before Infor Tug, I was at the WMS Infor Tug conference, and one of our customers that you actually get to go in and tour the warehouse and learn about how they're using TWL. They just implemented TWL, and we also, as a part of the analytics solution, we also can bring in TWL data. So that's why I went to kind of learn about how that all works in the warehouse and how this customer was using Focus, because they have all four. They have rebates, budgeting, forecasting, financials, and analytics. What was so cool about it, you guys, was when I walked in, I had my Focus shirt on, walking around touring the warehouse. When I got to the counter sales rep, he was like, "Oh my God, you're the Focus lady?" I was like, "I guess." I'm Divya, but he was like, "I have to show you something." So he pulls me behind the counter and he shows me his Focus dashboard right there, and it was so cool. It made my day to see that not only are the executive team, the CEO, they're using it for their overall dashboard to see how the warehouse is doing. We even saw how they were using the TWL dashboard within the warehouse. And then I saw this counter sales rep. He was like, whenever a customer comes up to the counter, I pull up my dashboard. I created the dashboard myself. And he has a conversation with the customer. He's able to pull up what products they bought and just easily see that right away. So that was really cool to see how we really are bringing everyone together in one tool. So the traditional financial reporting process. This taking a look at this slide, typically you've got your ERP and potentially an additional accounting system. So that could be Excel, could be a different tool, Velixo or Profix or whatever you may be using. And then you usually have a bookkeeper, a financial controller, and a CFO. And then you might have the rest of the executive team helping you guys create that budget. So people are usually spending a lot of time downloading that data from Infor. This is the story I hear. Putting it into Excel, especially if you have like multi-divisions, multi-entities. You might have multiple tabs, multiple drivers. You want to connect your sales data. You want to have the sales manager or the sales reps enter in their numbers. So that takes a lot of time. Going in, you're downloading that data into Excel, spending a lot of time, maybe lots of versions as well. And it's very cumbersome from what I've heard from our customers. It can take months. You might have issues with somebody might enter the wrong cell in there, and then the whole thing gets ruined. You get a reference error, all sorts of different things. And then you don't know what version people are working off of, and it's not easy to collaborate. So where we come in is to hopefully alleviate that pain. I heard a great, one of our customers who just went live with budgeting and forecasting, she just told me yesterday, she said, well, Focus is basically like budgeting and forecasting tools, basically like Excel under the covers. So what I mean by that is basically what we did is we took what our customers and our clients had been telling us and showing us for a long time. Focus, we have a customer-driven roadmap. And so we build our tools to make sure that we can help you, and we lean on our clients to teach us what they need. And we're just here to make sure that you guys are feeling good about your data. So basically, we'll take that financial statement and we need to be able to link that in creating our budget. So since we're pulling in the data at the transaction level from Infor and we're pushing that into our financial statements tool, then you got creative, dynamic financial statements, then we can link that to your budget. And then we can actually also, since we're pulling in your sales data, your purchasing, your inventory, we can link all of that together so that you've got your operational budgets tied with your financial budgets. And then you can actually go in and be collaborative. So you can actually have each of those rows assigned to maybe you have it started off with the admin is the CFO, then you've got the controller as a contributor. Then you've also got a branch manager, and you can actually have all these different people assigned to the different rows when you're creating your budget and have them build that together. So then once you're all done with all of that and you guys have set up your initial budget, you can start reforecasting that. You can start reforecasting it on a monthly basis. So you could do a 1 plus 11, a 2 plus 10, so on and so forth. The action and focus partnership. So we have a fully integrated and supported solution for these distribution ERPs: Infor SX Study, Infor CSD, Infor A+, and Infor Fax. So a little bit about us, a little bit about Focus. Again, we are a business planning and analytics platform. We have 4 tools: analytics, financial statements, budgets and forecasts, and rebates. And I think I said that quite a few times, so I think we're now ready to go into a demo. Awesome. All right. So when other companies talk to me about, I'm just going to kind of talk about this as I walk through the demo, but when other companies talk to me about their ideal solution, 4 themes typically pop up over and over. They want something that's going to allow them to understand and improve their business at any level, meaning that anyone in your business can access the data that they need, and it's actually going to be easy enough that they will actually go in and use it. The second thing is that it needs to be low risk. So what I mean by that is that it's going to work. You're not going to run into any roadblocks getting this implemented. You'll be supported, and when you are live, it will meet your needs. The third thing is that it needs to be self-service. Users should be able to get what they need on the fly without waiting on IT to build it. And number 4, it's something that's going to last. There's a roadmap, a future. It's a tool that's going to continue to improve and develop. Those are the 4 things that I hear the most. So now we're looking at this dashboard. This is an example of a dashboard in Focus. I want to go back to that first point that we talked about in the ideal solution, which was making sure that you can understand and improve your business at all levels. So if you look at this dashboard, we're doing just that. You're getting a nice 30,000-foot view of the business with any kind of detail that you want. So you know where you and your team should be focusing their energy at any given time. Let me put my sales manager hat on now. If I scroll down here, I can see a couple of different things. I could go in and I could drill down at any division. So this is what's really cool. I could click on maybe like the Australia division, and maybe I just want to see, our sales by each of our different customer types. Now, let's say I want to go in and actually drill down from here. I can go right from this dashboard all the way into the focus grid. And now the focus grid is really the secret sauce for Focus. This is really where our customers are able to go in and drill down and find the answers to the data that they need. But now just going back, I did all of that from here. So within this dashboard, I'm able to quickly see, with this, my Australian division, how our sales are doing to budget by customer type. I can keep on going down and I can look at, maybe I want to actually filter and look at our sales just for one particular product class. Maybe I want to look at, those products that are below 40% margin. I can just keep on drilling down and follow that train of thought. And it's like an Etch-a-Sketch. I can just hit reset and it clears everything off the board. Now, as I scroll down, I can see that we have inventory metrics here, and I could go in and I could filter it by any of these categories. I can look at my dead stock. I can look at my item count, my dead stock value. I can look at my on-hand, cost of goods sold, turns, margin, all of that. And then I can keep scrolling down and I can see stuff, my supply chain information. I could take a look at very nicely my supplier performance. I can see our lights and illumination, our purchases our different purchases by categories. If I wanted to focus in on maybe the purchases, I can do that. hit reset, we can see, how many purchases are delayed or late. And I could see, like, I could look at that by supplier and like how many days that they were late. And I can also see our AR numbers. So I can look at, our customers with AR over 60. I could even filter down on our AR by territory, for example, focus in on that. And I can actually see the individual clients. I can see, when, what the balance is, how many days it was due. And I can even see it by sales rep. So if we want to see by sales rep, how many customers are actually paying on time, we can do all of that. And I can go in, I can actually drill down right from here. And I can see that by sales rep. I could click into Rick and I could go over to customer. I could see, all right, Rick, you've got quite a few customers that have not paid you in the overdue bucket. You might want to call them. So maybe I wanted to go in and look at that information. I could go in, I could see that. I don't think in here I have the phone number, but in the Infor one we do. So we're going to move over to that here. And I'm going to take you guys through the Infor. So the second important thing that we talked about is that it needs to be low risk. There are a number of things that we do at Focus to make sure that our projects are highly successful. First off, we're pre-integrated with your ERP. We've worked with hundreds of Infor customers, as well as Dell Tech and Sage and Acumatica and other things. But with Action, primarily for our Infor customers, we know your ERP confidently and we can say it will work. Second, we've got pre-built out-of-the-box content. So everything that you see here is exactly what you guys will get, including the databases, the dashboards, the favorites, and alerts. So over here, if I click into that with the Infor solution, we'll give you right off the get-go an AP, AR, inventory, purchasing, sales, TWL, financial statements, which is what we're mainly here to talk about today, and then the budgets and forecasts. But you need to have the reason I'm showing you guys all of this is because we want to tie our operational data. Usually our customers are wanting to create a sales manager or sales rep budget, something like that, funnel that in to their budget to tie that to the top line revenue. And then they usually also want to create, we need to bring in the GL data here so that we can, plan as one instead of just only looking at the expense side of things. So we'll bring in your financial statements, your at the transaction level detail for GL, and then we could put together like a profit and loss, a cash flow, a balance sheet, and then link all of that together to those different streams. Yeah, I'm going to show you just so that everyone kind of understands like how this works. Our sales database. And then we're going to go into how we can create a budget off of our sales database. So with this, again, with our Infor solution, we have some pre-built out-of-the-box content. So maybe I want to go into the sales dashboard. So if you guys were to go live with Focus today with Action, you'd actually get all of this content that they built out. So you'll get a customer scorecard, an executive dashboard, a sales dashboard. All ready to go based on what our other customers have asked for. We also will give you guys some cross-sell opportunities, dead stock, GM ROI, all that kind of stuff, right? So this is giving you that holistic view for business planning and analytics. So now if I open up this sales dashboard, for example, I could go in and I could look at, some different things. Maybe I want to go in and filter on one particular warehouse, for example. I could do that. And then maybe I want to see in here, okay, we've got some opportunities that we just added. This is a cross-sell opportunity. I can keep scrolling down. But from here, for my opportunities, this is my customers that are buying Lumination, but not controls. So how did I create this? I'm going to actually show you how easy it is to create a cross-selling opportunity within Focus. So if I just hit reset, I'm going to go over into the grid, and you can actually click and slice and dice the data with any of these buttons on the left. We can also customize any of these, reorder, rename these as well. But we start you off with the in this Infor solution here with all the dimensions and data that our other customers have had. So you guys that are on this call today, if you're not currently a user of Focus, you're benefiting from all of the users and customers before you that have been customers with us for a long time, because now all of this content, we've worked together, we know what they wanted in the distribution industry, we put it into a solution with action, and so you get to have all this stuff right off the get-go, and then you can add more on with our crawl, walk, run approach. So from here, now I think I want to create a report off of, I'm looking for those cross-selling opportunities. So how am I going to do that? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my products line, and I'm going to pick 2 product lines that I know we sell together. They complement each other. So for example, with my data right now, it's lighting. So let's do, we know we're going to sell dimmers. If we're selling dimmers, most likely we're selling, let's just say downlights, for example. Or actually, let's do fluorescent. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to hit matrix. And now you'll see that these 2 rows, they flipped over. So now I've got my fluorescent and my dimmers. And I can see that these 2 as both columns. So it's just a pivot table. You are probably very familiar with creating pivot tables in Excel, since I'm assuming most of the people on the call are in the finance realm. And I can go up and I can click on customer. And now I've got right away a list of all of my customers and how much they bought of dimmers and fluorescent light bulbs. Now let's say I want to make this look a little bit prettier. I don't really like the code and the name, so I'm just going to say I want to look at just the first property, dimmers and fluorescent. And now I want to look at how many. But you could also take a look at all these different metrics that we're pulling in. We could bring in your value, your cost, your profit, your margin. But let's say I just want to see how many do they buy. So I sold dimmers, but I did not sell light bulbs to these customers. So I'm going to say, I'm going to right click and do equal to 0. These are all the customers that I have sold dimmers to that have not bought fluorescent. But I know that they need to buy these 2 if they bought dimmers, most likely. And I could go and see that. I can even go look at what sales rep that is. I could click on a sales rep, go back to that customer list, and now I've got a quick cross-selling opportunity. You could save this as a favorite, create an alert, add it to a dashboard to collaborate and share that with what your users. You can get this sent to your email on a daily, monthly, weekly basis as well. And you can also export anything out into Excel from Focus. So then from here, I want to X out on my filter for the sales rep. And I want to say, actually want a different view. So let's say we want to add some information. I want my sales reps to actually go in and pick up the phone and call these customers that we know we have an opportunity for. I also want to bring in my margin so I could see what the margin would be on those sales, for example. And then I could go in and I could click and add my sales rep up here. So now I can have a much cleaner view. I could click on maybe Kathleen, take a look at her customers that have this cross-selling opportunity. I can see what city they're located in and their phone numbers as well. All right. And just to get to that last point that we made, which was future-proof, we continue to invest in our product heavily. So you can see here, we've got all these different products. We spent a ton of time developing financial statements and budgeting forecasting over the last couple of years, and we're really proud of the tools. Our team releases new features weekly. It's evident with our full suite of products. We have a customer-driven roadmap, so all of those updates that you guys are seeing are all actually just feedback from our customers. And for example, we also, our clients kept asking us for AI, so we just launched that. It's currently in beta, but I can actually go in and I can say, show me my declining customers over the last 3 months, for example. Ask Focus AI, and then it's going to actually show me that, and it will step through all of the clicks that it took to do that. So this really helps our customers, especially when you're getting up and running, because we get that question all the time, is this looks like a lot. Like, is this going to be hard to learn how to use? So you can actually just, start using this. And then you can also go in and do some training here. How's it all looking? Has everyone still been able to see my screen this whole time? Hopefully.
We can see it, did you?
Okay, good. I wasn't sure because at first when I shared, it said it was just like the home screen. So I just wanted to make sure. Any questions? No questions yet still. Okay. Surprising. So now we're going to jump over into some budgeting. So how much time do we have, Jason? When do we, like 10 minutes, or is this
we have until you're done, so we're plenty of time.
Okay, cool. So for budgeting, basically we go in and we actually we need to pull in your financial statements data. So I am going to go over here and jump into financials. So what our customers typically come to us saying for the financials and the budgeting side is that they want something that will allow them to easily find and solve problems with the financial view. They want to see areas that are not performing and be able to drill down to the transaction level to investigate. The second thing is it should save them time. It should automatically get the data from your ERP and turn it into financial statements. Any amount of statements customized anyway quickly. The third thing is it should reduce risk. It should be accurate. They want to work with the actuals. Formulas and ratios should be baked into the tool, and people should only see what they should be seeing. And then finally, it's, again, I think we mentioned that earlier, still something that's going to last, a tool that has a future and a roadmap that's going to continue to improve and develop. So I'm going to go over to a dashboard view. So you can kind of see how it all look like once you are actually live and up and running, and kind of what the end goal is. So right here at the top, we'll start with this dashboard where you can get a 30,000 foot overview of your business. The dashboard we're looking at has been created as, actually, let's do this one. I want to go as a board pack. So right here, I can actually go in and I could filter maybe on our different departments. I could filter on our different entities. So we've got our trading entities and our holding entities for focus in this demo site here. We could put in some different notes. But what's really great about this is it's super easy for you to go in and customize anything in the dashboard. And you can actually drill down from anywhere in the focus dashboard as well, just like I showed you guys with the sales stuff. It's really easy for you to set up additional dashboards and collaborate on them as well. But what you can see here is I've got all these different KPIs this year versus last year for our financial KPIs. I've got a P&L embedded here, and I can easily go in and see this is where I can identify quickly. Okay, right away, maybe I want to look at our inventory COGS, or I can see red right away to easily find and solve those problems, right? So I could see here we're down, and I could actually go in and from here go into the financial statements. But if I keep scrolling down, we also have things like financial trends to show you your EBITDA. You guys can go in and customize the formula for the EBITDA. We can bring in financial ratios, so you can track that. We can show you your cash flow trend. We can also show you your balance sheet, and then you can also create whatever custom ratios you want to create. So from here, if I drill down into maybe I'm curious about, why our margin is down this year versus last year, and also to budget. Now it's going to take me right into my financial statement view which this is where you can go in and you can customize your statements. We'll actually give you guys a profit and loss, a balance sheet, a cash flow, and a trial balance. And then you could go in and customize them in any way that you want. So if you want to go, maybe take a look at this profit and loss here. I can reorder this in any way that I want to, and add in different formulas and customize that. I can rename it. And I can go over here to my chart of accounts, and this is where I can actually go in and update whatever grouping I want that to look like. So you can do that for the P&L, balance sheet, cash flow. So I'm going to show you a cash flow statement as well, because a lot of our customers in the Infor space had mentioned that this is something that was really important to them that's difficult to do. So you can go in, you can actually create a cash flow statement and make it more detailed here because of how I showed you where you create those different categories, reorder them, rename them. All of our customers came to us, CFOs, controllers alike, and we started off with this tool. And it wasn't like this when it first launched, and every single customer was like, they do their financial statements differently. So we were like, okay, so you can now customize every row, every column in the display. And another thing I really enjoy showing is in the profit and loss statement, we could go like do spark lines, for example, and like see that chart out. And get like that more visualization, hover over that. And then you could even go and look at like, maybe I want to see how we're performing, by our different entities, our different locations. So now I could click on that and I could add, our let's say maybe I want to do our 3 trading entities, do that side by side. Now I can easily take a look at that. Go back to the summary here. Oh, sorry. I want to do it here, actually, because I want to do a side by side. So I'm going to do trading entities, hit OK. And then now I'm going to have a consolidated P&L and a side by side view of everything this year versus last year compared to budget. For the US, for the UK, for Australia, and I brought that side by side. You can download to Excel from anywhere within Focus. And then what is really exciting is that you can right click and get into the transaction level detail from anything here. So let's say I'm curious about our marketing expenses. How much are we spending? How are we doing with our budget in the US for that? Okay, it looks like we're down. So I could actually right click and go over to transactions, and I can see the individual GL transactions that make up that number. So then from there, our customers are usually wanting to create visualizations and charts. So we launched this new awesome chart builder where you could actually track different expenses here like that. Okay, moving over to budgets and forecasts. All right. So now over here, I could go in and I can actually create a budget. And I could create a financial budget or an operational budget. So I could go in and let's say I want to create a simple profit and loss budget. I'm just going to create, as you can see, I have multiple versions and many created. And so let's say I just want to create like a P&L budget. And I want to just have me in it, but if you guys have like your CFO maybe at the top and then you want to add like different administrators, you could. Then I could go in and I could say I want to create my budget for the month. I want to bring in my actuals from last year, and I want to set this to 2024 here and just do January through December for that. Hit next. And then I could actually add in some additional levels. So let's just do division for now. Hit save and finish. And now I've just created very quickly in a minute a profit and loss budget. Now I could go in here and I could just kind of walk through some scenarios, but we've pulled in our actuals from last year, and then I could go in and I could start entering in some numbers. So let's say, I think that right now Focus actually is doing a whole rebrand and we're now purple. And that means that every single person is getting a brand new t-shirt. So I'm going to go down here to this uniforms line, and I'm going to say that for our budget, because now we have quite a few more employees than we used to have, I am going to say proportionally based on how much we did last year, I think we're going to spend 50% more next year in our t-shirts. So I could just do that, enter that in, it applied across. Now, if I want to see, see that number compared to this year versus last year, what we did, I could do that. I could right click and look at sales history. I can add comments in here, and I could even assign different rows. So let's say I want to assign, maybe I want to filter this by division, and I want to just look at our UK division. I need to assign our IT computer cost to our IT manager. So I could actually click on that, have our IT manager go in and enter the budget numbers for that. You're able to go in and add as many drivers as you want. If you guys want to add a balance sheet in here, sales database, budget driver, headcount, reference, any of that stuff, you could actually go in and bring that data in to Focus into the budgeting tool to link everything together. So once you're all done establishing your budget and you've assigned these rows out, people come in, entered in their numbers, they'll actually get a task assigned to them, an email saying that they've got a budget assigned to them. They can go in and enter it. You can send it back to you. You can mark things as complete. And then you can publish this budget over to the financial statements, which is where we were able to look at that actual to budget. From there, you can go in and easily create a new forecast. So we can just do forecast for 3 forecasts, for example. And since we're in June, I'm going to set this up to be a budget. And I'm going to say, I want to do a 6 plus 6. So I'm bringing in 6 months of actuals, January through June, and then forecasting out the rest of the year. I'm going to hit save and finish. And that's going to create a forecast very easily. I have plenty of customers who are forecasting just on the monthly basis, but I do have one customer who does it weekly by client, so by customer and by SKU. It's a very detailed budget, and they have 52 reforecasts published in their Focus database. It's wild, but they have their full sales team collaborating on building that budget as well. But now here you can see what the forecasting looks like. So I've got my 6 months of actuals, I've got my 6 months of forecast, and I could do the same thing here for operating expenses, or for if I wanted to do it for a specific GL account, I can. But let's say I just want to do it for all of my operating expenses. I'm just going to say I want to snap this to budget, or you could do follow actuals and take, that and hit apply, and it's going to apply that forecast out. So it spread that out. I could do it here. I could do snap to budget. And then from here, if I go down, now I can see that by each one of these GL accounts. And then I can see our reforecasted numbers out right here. And then you can even see what that forecast looks like by dragging this across. Then you could just hit publish as another new stream. And then you've got your sales versus actuals. Your actuals to budget to forecast. And that would all be within here in your financial statements. So then right here is where you can see that. And I could bring in my forecast so I can see my actual to budget. This year versus last year to budget to forecast. And this is where you could go in. If you don't want to look at last year, or you don't want to look at your budget, you could uncheck things to bring in your percent contribution, all of that stuff. And then you can easily go in and change it if you want to just look at like last 3 months instead, or current month. But with all that being said, that was kind of like a great, nice overview for you guys to see, the analytics, the financial planning, and the budgeting and forecasting. But again, who we are here at Focus, we just got our BARC 24 results up. So if you want to take a look at our website and see that, our CEO and founder just also created a video to kind of talk through our company strategy. So love to have you go over to the page and check that out. I love this quote, and I love seeing how we stack rank this. These are our actual results from the BARC survey. Using Focus makes me feel empowering. I'm able to empower other people to access everything in our company and every bit of data. That's from one of our lovely customers, Andrew Singer from Trade Supply. He was at Infor, and they've been a long-time customer of ours. You can drive results, real results. These are real numbers from our existing customers. After our customers have implemented Focus alongside their ERP system, maybe they have a CRM tool that we're pulling in as well, because we can bring in multiple sources of data. They have said, it's led to a 40% increase in sales via new opportunities by giving that visibility to their sales reps, giving your team access to that data, putting it in their hands instead of relying on somebody else to get that reporting, or just kind of going with the day-to-day, figuring it out without having visibility into how you're doing on a day-to-day. 300% increase in reporting speed, 70% decrease in report requests to IT, 40% decrease in administration costs, 8% reduction in inventory holding costs, and a 50% reduction in month-end close time. I mean, amazing. What makes Action unique? I think this is Jason's slide now.
Yeah, I can take over from here, Divya. Thanks. So
Awesome.
What makes Action unique? We're the largest Infor distribution partner in North America. We partner with leading technology providers like Infor and Focus to transform business operations for Action customers, deliver high-value consultative services addressing business process improvement, including industry best practices and innovative technology solutions. For ERP implementations, our proprietary lean implementation process ensures a successful go live. Who we are, our company, over 220 employees and more than 6,500 customers, national ERP software reseller and IT infrastructure provider focused on the architectural, engineering, and construction, real estate, distribution, and manufacturing industries. 2 company-owned data centers, top 20 VAR in North America, and we were awarded the 2023 Top Workplace Award in North America. Divya, we actually do have a couple of questions. One, how is Focus different from reports already included with Infor Facts? How is Focus different from reports already included with Infor Facts?
So with Infor Facts, so we basically have a pre-built solution with Action for those for Infor Facts. So we can bring in, we've got like our dashboards and favorites that I kind of showed you guys before that we can bring in and install you guys, and Action actually does that implementation for you.
All right. If I upload data once to Focus, will the data be kept in Focus? And what do I have to do to make the sync happen?
Yeah, so you can upload a file with our file uploading feature. You can also send a sync, upload that nightly, and then we can also update your data. We set it up automatically to update every night.
All right. Well, I think that was about it for questions. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for staying with us today. I know your day is busy. If you have time, you can scan this QR code you see in front of you. That'll take you to our landing page for Action. Learn more about the Focus solution, learn more about what Action does for our customers, and you can view any upcoming events we have coming up with Divya and the Focus team. Once again, I'm Jason Naxted, Industry Marketing Specialist. This was Divya. Thank you, everyone, for coming to hang out with us today, and we will see everyone next time. Have a great day, everybody.
So much for having